Like your fancy press room right here. So, um, anyhow, we're excited tonight to get to host the Commanders. It's always a privilege to play on Monday night. I've liked the progress of the team over the last several weeks. I think, one of the things that Andy and his staff have done so well across the years is to help the team improve as we go throughout the season, and I think that's been very evident over the last 4 or so weeks. As I mentioned, I'm looking forward to tonight as well as the rest of the season. I'm very optimistic about the direction of the team.
ClarK, can you just take us through how you were feeling when it was 0-2 and how you processed that at the time?
Yeah, well, I think like every Chiefs fan, I was very disappointed. It was not the start that we wanted to get off to. We've had a lot of years with Andy as the head coach where we start and run off a streak of games that we win. That was not the case this year. I knew that Andy and his staff would keep slugging away at it. One thing that's true about an NFL season is it's really a marathon, and that was what we reflected on. There was a long ways to go and a lot of opportunity to improve, and it's been gratifying to see that over the last few weeks.
And what stuck out the most to you about why it's all changed?
Well, I think it's a combination of a couple of things. One, we've gotten a little bit healthier, gotten some players back on the field. I think some of the young players have matured quickly and are playing important roles for the team at this point. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Andy and his staff do a great job at teaching throughout the year, and I think you're seeing the benefit of that.
ClarK, seeing how the season's turned out, there were teams that probably nobody expected to be at the top of the conference thus far, but when you look at it, do you feel like the playoffs, if it were to start today, you'd be on the outside looking in. Do you feel like the playoffs have essentially started for you all, knowing that after tonight's game you got Buffalo, Denver, and Indianapolis coming up?
Yeah, well, there are a lot of great teams in the NFL, and one of the best things about the league every year is how there's change in terms of who's at the top. Naturally, I hope the Chiefs are at the top every year, but it's not always going to be like that. I mentioned earlier that we still have a long ways to go, and we're just going to keep fighting and keep working at it, and hopefully we get to the end of the season and win the playoffs.
How much does the trade deadline interest you right now? You guys are successful in the past, so how much are you just interested in maybe adding a player or two before the deadline?
Yeah, well, Brett Veach has historically been pretty aggressive at the trade deadline. If he feels like we have a need, he's not shy about going out and addressing it, and I think that'll be true again this year. Obviously, an important part of it is where you stand from an injury standpoint, and we've been pretty fortunate up to this point. We were sad to lose Norman-Lott last week, and that definitely hurt us along the defensive line.
And ClarK, are you satisfied with the reasoning behind Bastion's absence? Are you fine with that?
Yeah, so it's not something I can go into, but it is a private family matter, and we've had good communication with him, and there's an understanding by both parties as to where he is, and we're hopeful to have him back with the team at sometime in the future.
What's your confidence level with him? You feeling pretty good he'll be back?
I do feel pretty good.
ClarK, I want to ask you a couple stated questions if I could. Have you guys started talks with the new Jackson County executive, Phil at all?
We have had some preliminary conversations with him. He obviously has a lot of things on his plate, but he expressed eagerness to work with us, and we expect to expand those conversations in the coming weeks.
Obviously talked to Mark just a few weeks ago. Are you guys still kind of in the same spot about pursuing both options there?
We are. We're still working on both the renovation of GAHA Field at Arrowhead, as well as the possibility of building a new stadium somewhere in the metropolitan area.
How do you balance that, as far as what you're working harder on? I mean, you're kind of in limbo here, right?
I wouldn't say we're in limbo. Stadium projects move at their own pace, and we've learned over the years that you can't really force them to go faster, even if you want them to. So it's just important for us to keep working on both options. We're glad that we have both options, and hopefully sometime in the near future, we'll get to a decision.
ClarK, are you guys considering an April ballot for a Chiefs-only proposal of some kind?
So if we pursued the renovation option, there is a chance that we would be on a ballot next year. It doesn't necessarily have to be April, and we haven't gotten that specific in terms of timing at this point.
Can I ask one World Cup question too?
Sure.
All right. We're going to talk. We're going to have a meeting at FanFest tomorrow. I heard a story about you and a game where you would try to kick a ball through a wooden hole at World Cups, like at a FanFest type thing. Can you share that memory that you had with your dad? And is that something you want to bring back to this FanFest?
Yeah, so first of all, let me just say that I think the FanFest that the organizing committee is planning here is going to be absolutely fantastic, both for fans who are in town to see games as well as for the fan base here in Kansas City, and I would encourage everybody to go out and see it. The story you're referring to was at the 1974 World Cup in West Germany, which was the first World Cup I attended. And I was there with my father in the plaza in Dusseldorf, Germany. And this was an early example of a fan fest. The locals had put up some games for kids and kids at heart to play, and there was one where you could kick a ball through a hole in a wooden wall. And naturally, my dad, whose nickname was Games, was eager to jump up there and give it a try. And he did that, and he was just okay. And he then encouraged me to do it, and I had a little bit more success than him, which was a lot of fun.
Is that kind of a core memory for you?
Absolutely. It's my first World Cup memory.
ClarK, Rasheed had his suspension. He's done now, and he's back here playing. He went to your alma mater, and he went through a lot of things down there. What sort of discussions did you have with him, if any, this summer while he was going through all that, and where he is right now with you guys?
Yeah, well, we really feel like Rasheed has been on the right track over the last year. He clearly made a very bad mistake and used some very poor judgment, and I think he learned a lot from that, and we've really seen him mature, which is important. It's okay to commit one mistake, but you've got to learn from it, and I think he certainly has done that, and I think he's really assumed a leadership role with the team. I know his teammates are delighted to have him back.
The NFL launched the Unrivaled uniforms this year. You're going to be taking part in that in 27. What have been your initial thoughts about the uniforms you've seen this year? And are you embracing this, or are you apprehensive that some of them have been non-traditional?
Yeah, well, we're open to see what Nike has for us. I think, like all of us, some of the uniforms I really liked, and some I haven't this year. And we'll just see how that plays out for the Chiefs over the next couple of years.
Have you seen anything from Nike yet on it?
We haven't. All right, thank you, guys.